These are still being released, and we have three to discuss today in Real Talk. Movie reviewer Greg Russell joining us now live. Thanks for being with us, Greg.
Glad to be here with you, Jason. And yeah, like you said, it's so sad about Corey Hall. Knew him for many years. Also got to see him do a stand-up comedy, and always just a fun guy just to sit up and talk movies with.
Yeah,
so,
he used to, at my former employer, we came up with something called the Comedy Council, and he used to be one of the regulars that would come on. We'd sit around and, you know, crack jokes about current events, that sort of thing. Plus, he was very knowledgeable about movies, and we would text back and forth and compare notes about movies that had come out. So, God rest Corey Hall. He will be missed. All right. The first movie that we have to talk about stars Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams. What is it? What is it called? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it.
In fact, that's why I even have to pick up my phone right now, just to because it does have a long title, and it is Eurovision Song Contest: The Story of Fire Saga. And what this is all about, believe it or not, this is an actual competition in Europe. I mean, it's a real thing. And it's kind of like The Voice on steroids. It's like the Super Bowl. And the story deals with Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams' characters. They grow up together, both want to be singers, and they both want to get into this competition. So it just shows how they work very, very hard, you know, throughout the years to finally get there and what it takes to win this show. Got to talk to both of them about the movie, and here's what they said. Hey, Will, how you doing?
Greg, I love you're in the basement there.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
It's my basement bunker. And in this, of course, you and your partner, Rachel, have been practicing since you were kids. And just to get to that moment, plus also they've got the situation where they've grown with each other. They like each other, but just don't want to cross that line.
Yes, Lars and Sigrid, played by Rachel McAdams. We've grown up in the same small town in Iceland and have known each other, and we have our little cover band, Fire Saga, and she's kind of you know, his greatest supporter, and has always had his back as he's pursued every year of trying to get into this massive contest, and has had this singular focus that that's what will make him happy in life, when in reality it's he's always had happiness right by his side. And that's kind of the message in the movie.
I think they've just had a certain status quo for so long. They've been friends for so long, but you know, there's also a lot of love there. And it's, you know, they're one of those couples where it's like, you guys should be together, but you're not. What's happening here? So I think Sigrid is obviously a lot more hip to it than Lars is, but Lars is so wrapped up in this Eurovision dream that he kind of can't see what's right in front of him.
All right, so Will Ferrell looking kind of interesting there. If this was another era like Sid Caesar or Milton Berle, he'd have the eyebrows colored and the side colored. And anyway, what did you think about the movie? How many reels?
I gave it a 4, also because Pierce Brosnan's in the movie. He plays Will Ferrell's dad, and he's the snarky dad who basically has hated his kid since birth. But you know, it's just funny the way he acts towards Will's character. But also, you know, talking to Rachel, she said she did her singing in the movie. And so when you hear that, you'll also enjoy, because I know you're a big fan of hers.
Yeah, of all three of them. Next up, a new movie by Jon Stewart and Steve Carell and Rose Byrne. Love all three of them. Yeah,
and you'll probably really enjoy this movie. Yeah, like you said, Irresistible. It's all about Steve Carell plays a political advisor, as does Rose Byrne. Steve is on the blue side, she is on the red side. And what happens is Steve sees this guy from Wisconsin, played by Chris Cooper, who's this former colonel, who he thinks, I can get this guy to run for mayor. That'll help maybe tip the state towards, you know, my group. And it just goes to show the snarkiness and the weirdness that goes on in a political campaign. Stuff that normally, if you were to see this movie, say 20 years ago, you'd be going, it's a joke. But from stuff we know today, it's like, okay, no, that pretty much all rings true.
All right. Hey, there's somebody calling to let you know you're on TV.
Yeah. Thanks, cousin. I got it.
Hey, how many reels?
4 for this one as well. I know you'll get a kick out of it, especially with the type of humor that it is.
Hey, by the way, real quick, did you like The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler, where they run the casino out of their suburban home?
Oh, my God. I saw it, you know, one time. It was funny. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I don't really remember, you know, that much about it, though. But, yeah, he always does fun and funny things.
All right, finally, we have a new Dave Bautista movie who seems to be taking a page out of The Rock's career book.
Right. Just talking about that earlier with Jay. You know, this is a movie that The Rock would have been in before, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, say, 20 years ago. Dave Bautista plays a CIA agent who is on the look for these bad guys. And Chloe Collins plays the little girl in the movie. And so she finds out what he's doing, so he now has to have her go along with him, because her deal is, I'm going to be a spy. I'm going to follow along with you. But cute and adorable movie, as is Chloe. Got to talk to her, and here we go.
Chloe, it is a pleasure to see you.
You too.
So what was it like for you being in this movie? I mean, it's got comedy, it's got action, it's got suspense, it's got pretty much everything.
It's a whirlwind of stuff. It's really made for everyone, you know. But the movie's just kind of based on how people just are doing their best to fit in life, and you know, the relationships that they have with each other and how they help each other, because Sophie sees JJ as, you know, a father figure, but is also very good at outsmarting him. I mean, you know, she's bigger than JJ with her mind, and that's just how she kind of traps him.
And what was that like? Like you said, you're thinking about you working with David. He probably looked like he was like 8 feet tall to you.
I know that I was a bit shorter working on the film, but he's, I think, 6'6.5" or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I've been getting taller, and I hope to one day be as tall as him.
This was an action film. Do you want to do more action adventure movies?
Oh yeah, I did some archery. I love stunts, and especially doing them by myself. Like any fighting stunts or anything, it's really cool and, you know, exciting that you get to learn how to do this stuff.
And something else for people. I mean, there are a lot of surprises that come up in this film as well. Yeah. You know, it's not like you're going to be going, oh, I know where it's going, because not really.
No, the trailer shows nothing. Like see the movie, you know that like the trailer was just the surface.
All right, tell us what you thought.
Like we said, this is a kid's movie, and the kids will enjoy it. I watched it with my grandson. He enjoyed it and fell in love with Chloe, as a matter of fact. And she is just what you saw on the internet. Yeah. Yipper. But it's a fun one for kids, and like we said, it's something that they enjoy because they outsmart the adults. So for the kids' side, you know, for that one as well, because it is a lot of fun. And like I said, she's just fabulous in this movie.
All right, excellent. Thanks so much, Greg. Good to see you.
Great seeing you too, Jason. And I'm, like you, between James Earl Jones and Morgan Freeman to voice my, you know, story.
Call him up. You've got more of a connection than any of us.
I will.
Good to see you. Tati, what's coming up?